Hi guys! Welcome back to Yohan TV at welcome sa aking napakainit na vlog. Dahil pangbukas ko lang ng aircon. Dahil maingay na sa labas. Ito yung isa sa mga reason na gusto ko yumaman. Ayoko na may kapitbahay. Pero sa mga kapitbahay ko nakakanoon na friend ko sa Facebook, gusto ko kayong maging kapitbahay. I mean, ayoko na ng ganitong nangyayari na hindi ko magawa yung gusto ko dahil syempre alangan naman bastasin mo yung kung ginagawa ng kapitbahay. Kung gusto niya okay, go lang. Eh syempre may ginagawa na akong iba. So, yun lang yung reason. Pero gusto ko rin may kapitbahay dahil mababait silang lahat dito. Yun lang. Kung may mga ganyang karaoke, mga tahol na aso, yan. Okay, for today, hindi ko alam kung ano mo unang pa-upload. Ito ba yung vlog ko na sinunod before ito. At manonood ho tayo ng, kung alam niyo yung video na ni Michele Gumabao about sa pagsali niya, about sa reaction niya sa Miss Universe Philippines na nangyari. At papanoorin mo natin and magko-comment tayo dahil napanood ko na siya actually once. At pinanood ko siya, pinakinggan ko siya as Michele Gumabao na tao. I mean, hindi as beauty queen na taong nasasaktan, taong may pinagdadaanan din, taong normal, okay? So, sana mapuro tayong lesson at sana ma-expound ko yung mga bagay kung saan kaya tayo makaka-relate sa sinabi ni Michele at so kung saan natin mag-distinguish na pare-pareho lang tayo may pinagdadaanan, pare-pareho lang tayong tao. Okay? So, okay. Kailangan ko ng earphones dahil maririnig dito yung audio. So, let's watch. Medyo mahaba-haba ang buto at ikakat-cut ko na lang para sa mga bagay na may importanteng sinabi sa Michele. Okay?
I've been so used to being a voice for others, always encouraging others to fight for their dreams and to empower themselves. But these past few days have been hard to take that advice for myself.
Wait na. Sa una pa lang na sinabi ni Michele na she used to be a voice or inspiration to others. Usually yan yung mahirap eh. Parang kung yung image mo na is naging strong ka na, naging parang you give advice or strong ka, yun. Basically strong yung image mo. Ang hirap pag napunta ka doon sa situation na ikaw naman yung may kailangan. Ikaw naman yung kailangan ng help. Ikaw naman yung kailangan ng pag-intindi sa iba. Ikaw naman yung kailangan ng words of wisdom sa ibang tao. So, dahil nga yung image mo ay strong ka na, hindi pwedeng may hindi ka kayaning pagsubok sa buhay mo. Hindi pwedeng may hindi ka kaya. Okay? Dahil yung image mo is promoting bravery, promoting self na kaya mo. I mean, ganun yung image mo. So, parang yun yung naramdaman ko sa opening statement ni Michele na mahirap. I mean, mahirap yung ganun situation. So, again, start.
I would admit that I was overcome with doubt and fear of speaking up and fear of the consequences, fear of what people would say. But I'm taking my own advice. I'm speaking up, but this time I'm speaking up for myself. I'm empowering myself. I am fighting for my story. I'm fighting for my experiences because people have been trying to taint my name and drag me down so many issues that are not real and didn't happen. And I'm not doing this. I'm not sharing all this to attack anyone or to hurt anyone. I just want to share the truth, and I want to share my story, and I want to be true to myself because I know that this will be the only way for me to look back at all this and happily move on. And days leading up to the pageant, I decided to had my whole team tested and stay in my house because we weren't allowed to go out, and I had a lot to learn, I had a lot to prepare for. I wanted to invest time into learning my hair and makeup, into knowing how to style myself, knowing how to work by myself because we were all going to be independent up in Baguio. And I practiced my Q&A, I practiced my walking, everything. And days leading up to the pageant, it was a Sunday. I think it was the 11th of October. And I was so busy preparing for the pageant, and I didn't realize that I was exhausted and I was tired. I was busy handling businesses, work. I was catching up with all the brands that I had to work with, and I was also busy with my preparations in the pageant, and everything just became too overwhelming that I didn't even realize. So that day I woke up, and as I took my first steps, I passed out and I collapsed.
Okay, so yung sinasabi ni Michelle na days leading up to the pageant, tapos nagsabay-sabay na lahat, yung pageant, mga businesses na kailangan niyang maintain, yung mga posts na kailangan niyang kabulin, yung mga brands na kailangan niyang pagpostan. Siguro yun yung isa sa mga sa mga stress ng mga pag ganun yung buhay mo. Siguro pag kung artista ka or ganun ka kasikat. Kaya alam mo, minsan naiintindihan ko yung mga artistang may mga drinking problems or yung mga katulad. Hindi ko tinotolerate, pero part of them is naramdaman ko na siguro stress na stress siya at hindi niya na alam kung paano i-handle yung stress na meron siya. Dahil, again, as cliche as it may sound, ano ba yun? Great power comes great responsibility. Okay, again. At, syempre, lahat naman tayo tao lang at lahat tayo may limitations din. Kahit as gusto natin maging professional at mag-deliver at ma-keep up yung mga deadlines or yung mga deliverables na kailangan natin i-deliver. Tao lang din tayo na nahihirapan. At it's okay to give yourself a break. But sa sitwasyon ni Michelle, I doubt kung makahanap siya ng time to have a break dahil nga kasali siya sa pageant at malapit na yung Miss Universe. So, again, pakinggan natin siya.
And that day was really hard. It was 3 days before we were asked to check in, and I cut my head, I sprained my knee, I broke my toe, and it was all very challenging because as a beauty queen you have to walk in high heels, you have to look your best, your face has to be
Isipin nyo, 3 days before sila mag-check-in sa Baguio. Meaning, siguro pag nag-check-in na sila, tuloy-tuloy na yung gagawin nila. Tuloy-tuloy na yung activities para sa Miss Universe Philippines. At nasugatan pa siya sa mukha, yung napilayan siguro siya, at nasugatan. Isipin nyo yung ganong stress. Sa tagal-tagal ng pagpe-prepare mo dun sa laban mo, 3 days before kang pumunta dun sa venue, mangyayari sa iyo. O di ba? Ang frustrating, ang stressful nung ganon. Tapos siguro physically exhausted ka na, drained ka na, hindi na ganun yung energy mo. So laban Michelle. Okay, that's what's again.
Presentable at all times, and it
You look
was
your best, presentable at all times. Beauty queen
depressing for me. It was devastating for me. I slept the whole day in bed. I didn't know what to do. I decided to do my rehab at home and to do whatever I could at home. I sought professional help, and so come our check-in day, I was able to walk and I was able to act like nothing happened. More than the pain and more than the struggle all throughout these
She was able to walk and act like nothing happened. Bravo naman sa Michelle. At ganun katatag yung presence of mind mo na alam mo na you need to show up and you need to be there. At after all na lahat ng pinagdaanan, you still know that you need to show up and be there. Okay. A big kudos to you na already.
past few weeks, it was more of the
Ako yan, nag-walk
the
out.
schedule that we had to really keep up with, that gave me so much pressure and that gave me so much that was difficult for me, to keep up with. I was prepared to do things on my own, but I wasn't prepared for schedules being so delayed. Days we weren't able to eat because of our schedules, because of the hectic schedules that we had to really keep up with. There were days that we were kept in our rooms not knowing why, and we were just there in our rooms, and those little things all built up at the end, all the anxiety, all the pressure.
Then again, kung narinig yung sinabi ni Michele, ang dami maliliban sa schedules, sa pag-coordinate, sa rooms nila, na may mga hindi sila pwedeng palabasin. Mukha mang maliliit na bagay yun. I mean, mukha mang hindi siya big issue. Pero, kung ikaw, naka-mindset na sa utak mo, na ganito yung gagawin mo, ganito yung mangyayari, ganyan, ganyan, okay na naplanchado na sa utak mo, then, it comes that circumstances na hindi mo in-expect. Stressful yun, okay? Mukha lang hindi, pero stressful yun. Mukha lang maliit na bagay, pero stressful yun. Again, dahil kung planado na sa utak mo yung mangyayari, okay na. Tapos pagdating mo, ay hindi pala ganito. Hindi ito yung pinlano ko, wala akong plan. Pag ito yung nangyari, wala akong backup plan kung ito yung mangyari. Kasi ang nasa isip ko, makafollow lahat, ganito yung mangyari. Okay? Again, I'm saying this based on sa pagkakaintindi ko sa nangyari. Michele, I have friends din na nasa production yan, at I respect everyone, okay? Ito lang yung base na narinig ko, at siguro relating Michele's experience sa mga experiences ko rin, or sa mga experiences din ng friends ko na narinig ko. So, again, that's why. Huwag niyo pa akong awayin, okay?
The exhaustion, it was a lot to handle. We continued on to our activities, and we had the best night of my journey as a candidate, and I had my best memory getting to bond with all the girls, getting to spend time with them because we weren't able to due to pandemic protocols, and we were able to bond that night. I got a chance to get to know all the girls, and I was so thankful. And at that night, I was on the end of receiving cryptic messages from people about, again, the results, and
that night, meaning, assuming again, ito na yung night ng prelims. Okay? I am not sure, but feel ko tinutukoy niya yung night ng prelims. Dahil, as far as I know din, sa narinig ko, after ata ng prelims, sinut na nila yung finals. Hindi ko alam ha, kung may nakakaroon sa inyo, comment nyo dito kung ano nangyari. Pero, as far as I know, tuloy-tuloy na yung shoot. After ng shoot ng prelims, diretso na agad sa shoot ng finals. Okay?
I didn't mind them. I chose to have fun. I chose to
may mga
spend time with the girls. I chose to spend time with my sisters.
Dahil nga,
and I chose to spend time for myself and
so
just have
alam
fun.
na nila,
And
or nag-shoot sila ng limang
early in the
ending.
morning of the 25th,
lahat sila panalo para iaano sila kinabukasan. So, again.
at around 3 a.m.,
siguro ito na yung nalaman niya. Narinig niya na si Iloilo yung nanalo. Pero hindi pa sila sure. Dahil nga, feeling ko, nag-shoot sila ng 5 possible winners. Then lahat sila winner, tapos kinabukasan pa nila malalaman kung sino sa kanila talaga yung totoong. Okay, so...
I heard things that I wasn't supposed to hear. And it hurt. I must admit, I went back to my room and I cried so hard. I just got out and went to my room and wanted to be by myself, and all these questions.
Dito lang ako, hinag ko na si Michele. I mean, yung feeling na ilang taon mo nang pinaghirapan, ang dami mo nang siguro ginastos, at effort, syempre most importantly. Tapos malalaman mo na hindi ikaw yung nanalo. I mean, syempre, part of being sport is to receive or tanggapin mo na talo ka, okay? Again, madaling sabihin yan, okay? Madaling sabihin yan na sumali ka dyan at alam mo na may possibility na hindi ka manalo, kaya possibility rin na matalo ka. So, kailangan mo tanggapin pag natalo ka. Pero, hindi yun ganun. Natalo ka ngayon, tanggap mo agad na natalo ka. Alam mo sa sarili mo na pinaghirapan mo yung title, pinaghirapan mo yung pageant, pinaghirapan mo yung mga bagay na pinerform mo. Tapos mauuwi lang sa wala. I mean, oo, tanggap mo sa sarili mo na may chance na hindi ka manalo. Pero, ang hirap i-let go ng efforts at hindi lang efforts mo at efforts ng team mo for you to be there. I mean, hindi mo lang pwedeng itapon yun, isang tabi na, talo tayo, okay, next. Hindi ganun yun, okay? Kaya, ewan ko, baka magka-basher ako dito. I mean, I feel for her na she needs to have a time of her own na kailangan niya umiyak kapag isa sa room niya dahil she really needs it, okay? At based sa performance ni Michele at sa pagpupursige niyang manalo, nakikita ko na gusto niya talaga manalo, okay? Nilalaban niya yung pangarap niya and this girl is fighting for her dreams. And I see nothing wrong about it, okay?
Just came back to my head. Everything that I've been hearing for the past 2 days just came rushing in my head, and I was heartbroken. I was devastated that night, and I called my family and I wanted to go home. My car was waiting outside and I could have gone home, but they told me to think about it, that whatever I decide, they're supporting me 100%. And they told me to pray. And after that, I took their advice and I slept on it.
Nakatulog pa siya sa ganung balit. Kung ako yan, go.
I woke up the next day and I wasn't feeling too well. But one candidate told me, because I wanted to go home so bad, and one candidate told me and asked me, "What's your purpose?" And that made me realize why I was there.
Kung sino man yung candidate na nagtanong kay Michele Gumabao kung what is your purpose, I love you, you the one. Buti pinaalala mo kay Michele yan. At feeling ko si Miss Cavite to.
Made me realize that
Go Cavite.
I was there because I had a purpose, and that was to glorify God. I had a purpose, and that was to empower myself so that I can empower other people.
Empower myself so that I can empower more people.
And I held true to that until the very end. I put on my makeup, I stood up, I got dressed, I smiled, I looked pretty and went down deliberately when it was already long gown. And top 16 was already walking for their long gown. And I knew that not so long we would crown the winner and everything would be over and I would be able to go home. And so I went down, and for one last time I told myself to smile for the show, for the cameras. And I did that. I went down, I sat down, I smiled, I greeted everyone, and news of the winner already leaked online because of I think the streaming, it was more advanced than ours. But when I got down, I saw that our feed was so delayed, and it was only part of the announcement of the top 16. And so many people came to me and was hugging me, and a lot of tears were happening around, and so many questions of why, how, what, just overwhelming me too much. And after knowing what I knew the past 2 days, everything just came crashing down on me, and I couldn't handle. I admit I wasn't strong enough to handle that at that moment, and I knew I was gonna break down, I knew I was gonna cry, and I didn't want to do that in front of the cameras. They tried so hard.
Again, yun yung mahirap kung powerful yung image. Ang hirap mag-breakdown in public, or ang hirap mag-breakdown pag marami nakatingin sa'yo dahil yung image mo powerful eh. So, pag binrake mo yung ganong image mo, para mawawala yung credibility mo na kala ko ba powerful ka, kala ko ba inspirational ka, but again, we're all human, okay? And we can be sad, we can be devastated, at lahat ng feelings natin valid, whether simpleng tao lang tayo or katulad nila na may mga ganyang adhikain.
Hard to get a breakdown off of me in the past, and it never worked. And I told them that I will not give them the satisfaction, and I went to the production.
At yung sinabi niya na tinatanong siya ng lahat, I mean, ikaw sa sarili mo, sad ka, malungkot ka, di pa alam kung paano mo tatanggapin yung nangyari. Tapos, gusto mo muna mapag-isa. Ako, ganun ako pag may pinagdadaanan ako or what, gusto ko munang mapag-isa, move on muna yung pinagdadaanan ko bago ako humingi ng tulong sa iba or bago ako mag-share ng kwento sa iba. Kasi, alam ko, at the end of the day, kahit anong sabihin ng mga taong yun to comfort me, ako pa rin sa sarili ko makakapag-comfort sa sarili ko. Ako pa rin makakapagbigay ng peace of mind na kailangan, hindi ibang tao. Okay? So, I need to work on myself muna alone before I go to someone to ask for his or her help or for his or her advice. Okay? And siguro, that's a trauma response when you've been rejected or you've been through a lot of things alone. So, you deal with things, again, alone, just because of that experience. So, again, love you, Michele. 8:46.
And I told them that it was too hard for me, that I can't stay here, and I told them that I really want to leave. Can we please fast forward the feed? Because they already announced online who the winner was, and they said they can't because we have to finish the feed and we're filming. And I said, I can't do this. And I said, can we please just finish? And they told me they had to take the picture, and I said, can we just do it now? And they said they couldn't. And I said, I'm sorry that I had to leave. And I left.
That's
And
the
at that
message
moment, I just
her, I think.
realized that for 9 months, I kept putting this journey first. I kept putting this organization first. And
O, diba, pinipigilan niya umiyak. I swear, pinipigilan niya umiyak. Pinipigilan niya mag-emotion. Pinipigilan niya mag-breakdown.
and it was my time to put myself first.
Pinos, feel ko, hindi niya napigilan. Nagpunas muna siya ng
And so I did. And I went to my room, I got the remaining of my bags. I sent a message to Mama Jonas Gafford, and I told him my reason. I told him that I was leaving, and I told them everything. And so he said okay, and he said he was worried about what social media and what everybody would think, and I told him to not worry and I would handle everything. I sent a message to our winner, and I congratulated her, and I told her the reason why I'm leaving. And she replied, thank you. And after that, I thought everything was okay. I did my job. I did what I knew was right, and I packed up my bags and I left. On my way home, I was exhausted and I passed out in the car, and I was just asleep the whole ride. And upon reaching Manila, my family was there, and they were telling me everything that was happening online, and everything that, all the stories and all the issues that people were making up, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that people.
Ewan ko kung ano yung pinapertain ni Michele dito, pero baka yung mga nagpo-post na nakikomment ako doon. Sorry na Michele. yung wala si Michele sa picture, tapos sumashot na daw ng funny yung picture, funny yung meme na yun. Sorry Michele, baka part yun ng ikinabahala ni Michele. Sorry. It only meant to lighten up the situation. Okay Michele, I'm so sorry.
Are capable of such things, that we're in this beauty pageant, joining because of our dreams, because we want to empower people, but it's so toxic. The industry, the fans, the bashers, the criticism, everything is just so toxic, and I just couldn't believe it. I was not hurt, I was not angry, but I was sad. I was sad because so many girls just like me dream of this platform, dream of this position, because we know it is meant for something good, but so much people who aren't even connected to the organization are just trying to tear everybody down. And it just saddens me that in the midst of this pandemic, in the midst of a celebration such as a beauty pageant, the first ever Miss Universe Philippines, there are people who have it in their hearts to criticize and to spread rumors and to spread so much lies, and I just couldn't take it. I I blocked out social media, I checked out of social media, I decided to take time for myself and to rest and to recover from a very exhausting 2 weeks and trying to get ready to go back into volleyball training and into work and to managing stuff, and I just slept. I slept so well.
I slept so well. Minsan kailangan mo lang talaga magpahinga to give yourself a break. Dahil, at antayin mo lang yung time na maging motivated ka ulit or making happy ka na ulit to do the things you do before it happened.
And
Go, Michele.
what saddens me the most is that when people were making issues about me leaving and not being part of that photo, the organization knew why. They knew my reasons. They knew I left, but they never said anything. They kept quiet.
Siguro, ito na yung part na siguro may explanation din mo yung organization kung bakit hindi nila dinefend si Michele about dun na sinasabi ni Michele na alam nila yung nangyari, alam nila kung bakit wala si Michele doon, but he didn't say anything. Siguro, for me nung sinabi siguro ni Michele na I can handle this, I will handle this, ganun. Siguro yung inisip nila na ayokong pangunahan si Michele and Michele will take responsibility about this. So, ito na yung time na ginawa ni Michele. Ito na yung chance ni Michele to clear things up. Okay, yun lang. Siguro yun for me.
And now, so many stories are circulating.
Feel ko kasi kunwari as a powerful person, kung ganun yung personality mo, part of you pa din, nag-e-expect ka na yung ibang tao is gagawin sa'yo yung mga bagay na ina-expect mo, gagawin mo sa sarili mo without, hindi mo ina-expect na gagawin sa'yo. Kaya mo siyang gawin sa sarili mo, pero part of you, iniisip mo siguro na sana ginawa niya din. Kasi it means a lot kung gagawin mo. Alam ko strong ako, pero tao pa din ako. Kung ikaw gusto mo may nagde-defend sa'yo, it will mean the world to me if you'll defend for me. If you'll defend me. Okay? Dahil, strong ako, pero it doesn't mean na I can do this all alone every time. Okay? I still need someone to do this for me. Or to do these things for me. Okay?
So many issues are circulating, and I told myself that I have to speak up. I have to defend myself. I have to fight for myself because I knew nobody would. And
nobody would.
I'm saying this, I'm sharing this because I hope that in the future it would be a different experience for future girls and future queens and future candidates who dream of becoming the next representative of our country. But I also want to take this time to remind everybody that we should
vlog para makita
stop
niya,
bashing.
Niya, na
We
gusto
should
niya akong mamit.
Stop spreading lies and negativity. And it doesn't mean that even though we are free to speak our hearts and our minds and share our passions about a certain topic, that it is okay to bring and take people down just because we feel bad. I never answered bashers online because I respect people's opinion, and right now I hope that they respect mine because this is my story, this is my experience, and I really want to tell everybody that I'm not alone in this. There are a lot of us that wish things happen differently, that are
Michele again still standing for everyone, for anyone whose dream has been crushed a lot of times because hindi lang nangyari yung mga bagay na gusto nilang mangyari. Based sa gusto nilang mangyari. Ayan naman mga aso. Manonood muna ako para hindi nyo marinig.
the journey would have been somehow better, but we do understand the conditions of the pandemic, and we do understand the hardships that everybody had to go through and the adjustments that everybody had to make just to make this possible. And I just hope that people allowed me to accept my fate and my destiny in my own terms. And I just hope
Ito yung napanood ko kanina, sabi ko kailangan ko tong gawa ng video, na sinabi niya na people should accept me, na accepting my defeat, my fate in my own way. Sobrang totoo, dahil lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang way to cope up with what is happening sa sarili natin. At hindi ibig sabihin, kung hindi pabor yung iba sa way mo ng pagko-cope or sa way mo ng pag-move forward sa sarili mo, it doesn't mean na mali yung ginagawa mo. It doesn't mean na invalid yung ginagawa mo. It only means na hindi ganun yung way nila at hindi sila ganun mag-isip. Okay? Again, valid yung mga reasons mo. Valid yung nafe-feel mo. Valid yung way mo ng pagko-cope. Kung gusto mo mapag-isa, gusto mo manood lang, humiga, matulog, go. It's your own way of coping. At the end of the day, ikaw yung makaka-move on, hindi sila. At that's the most important thing. Okay? Kung gusto mong mag-shopping, mag-waldas ka man, go. Kung yun yung way para maka-move on ka, maka-move forward ka situation, just do it. Okay? Don't let anyone tell you what to do.
That there were things that I shouldn't have heard. I hope that I never heard them, because accepting failure is one thing, but for it to be mixed up with so much doubt and so much uncertainty towards myself as a human being, as a woman.
Ito na yung sinasabi ko, ito na yung kay Michele din, na failure is one thing, pero nagpa-pile up yun. I mean, yung cause ng failure mo, iisipin mo sa sarili mo siguro na you're not good enough. Iisipin nila trying hard ka. Iisipin nila you're a failure. And it boils down to your self-esteem and self-confidence. And again, ang napakahirap i-build up ng self-esteem at self-confidence sa isang tao para lang mawasak, para lang madurog dahil sa ganitong nangyari. I mean, kahit hindi dito, kahit yung mga ibang tao, kung may mga bagay na sinasabi sa inyo na nakakapagpa-down or nakakapagpawala or nakakapag-doubt kayo sa sarili nyo, sa self-esteem nyo, sa self-confidence nyo, huwag ganon. I mean, lahat tayo is tinatry lang nating ma-feel good sa sarili natin. Lahat tayo may insecurities, lahat tayo may pinagdadaanan. And it doesn't cost you anything to be nice and to be kind to other people. I mean, alam natin na nasa pageant si Michele at open siya dapat sa mga criticism at comments. But it doesn't give anyone a license or a permission. It doesn't give anyone a permission to do that to her. Okay? Dahil at the end of the day, again, kung bibilangan natin ilang beses sabi, at the end of the day, sa vlog na to, lasing na tayo. At the end of the day, tao lang din si Michele. And she's trying to be strong. She's trying to achieve her dream. She's trying to be the best version of herself. Pero, tao pa rin siya. Okay? And let's just be more kind. You know?
That was something that I needed time to process, and I needed time to accept.
Time to accept.
I know I'm strong. I know I'm confident. I know I am empowered. But at that moment, I doubted everything.
Diba? At that moment, I doubted everything. I doubted who I was. Dahil sa mga comments na yun. At hindi ba nakaka-feel bad na alam nating ang hirap i-build up ng mga ganong bagay para lang mawasak ng ganon na lang. Dahil lang sa mga comments at sa mga bagay na pinopost natin. It's just sad. Again, it's sad. We don't know how our words can affect someone. Okay? So let's just be careful.
Doubted who I was, and I wasn't used to that. It was a very foreign feeling for me. And so I panicked and I did what I had to do, and I do not regret any decision that I ever made in this pageant. I do not regret joining. I do not regret being part of it. I do not regret leaving. And with everything circulating now, it brings me back to 2 years ago when I answered on the national stage a question about fake news. And I want to take this time to remind everybody of that answer, because I know that it was timely and there was a reason it went to me. And I said back then that fake news is very rampant nowadays, but in order to fight it, we must first know what we are reporting and know that what we are reading, and at the same time be responsible, be accountable of what we say online. I hope that media always filters and uses their resources to deliver true and authentic news. And I want to remind everyone that when I said the word media, I did not just pertain to radio, to TV, to news. I was talking about me, I was talking about you, I was talking about everyone. Because everybody with a social media platform is a part of media. Because you share your personal opinions online and your stories online and your experiences online, and it becomes news. So we are all accountable for what is happening right now in the pageant industry, and we are all accountable and we are all responsible of all the lies and all the issues that have been circulating now, that have been affecting not only me but a lot more people. And I just want to take a stand on this. Because the reason why we join beauty pageants is to be empowered and to stand up for people. And if we keep silencing women to speak up about certain things.
Pag sinasabi ni Michele na we keep on silencing women to speak, sino nagsasilence sa kaya sa kanya? And that is for another episode of What If.
Things that are hurting them and are bothering them, then why are we here? What is this all for? If we keep telling people to keep quiet and to just accept their fate and to be humble, there is a difference between being humble and being silent. There is a difference between having dignity and knowing what you deserve as a person.
There's a difference between dignity and knowing what's best for you as a person. Yes na yes, Yohan. Ayo. Yes na yes, Michele. Yes, super yes, Ariel. Sobrang tama dahil walang standard eh. I mean, walang standard para malaman mo kung ano yung best for you. It's only you who will know that things. Okay, so again, if you chose to follow what's best for you, then it's valid. Okay? Kasi it's for you. It's not for anyone.
Knowing that you have the confidence to fight for something, there is a big difference. You have to be brave. You have to have courage and to speak up in the midst of all this. I had to muster up every ounce of courage in my soul to be able to film this and to be able to come out with this, because it is not only affecting me, it is not only affecting the current batch, it will affect the future of pageantry. And I just want to say that as a queen, as a real queen, it's not just crowns that we should be fixing. We should be fixing society because we can. We should be fixing systems because we can. We should be fixing social issues because we can. We should be fixing the future because we can. And that's why we are here. And that's why I am choosing to take a stand. And that's why I am choosing to use my voice, is because I know I can. And I was meant for something more.
And I was meant for something more. Again, that is true. God won't let you down, okay? If hindi yan para sa'yo, hindi yan ibibigay sa'yo. Dahil I'm sure and proven ko na to parati na God really has something more for you. Okay, not the way you planned it, not the way you want it, but the way God wants it. Okay? So we just need to trust the process, be patient, and keep on trying. Wag na tayo susuko. Inspiring to sinasabi ni Michele. Makinig ako.
I know that I was meant for this. This may be my purpose. You know, not to wear a crown of jewels, but maybe to wear a crown of thorns. And in both, I praise God. In both, I'd be happy. In both, I will use and empower others through this. People have been asking me how I've been dealing with social media and everything that's happening around me, and I know that some of you who are listening to this, you...
Nabother lang ako. Kinamot ni Michele yung mukha niya. Don't touch your face, ate. Huwag mong kamutin, huwag mong kamutin.
Also have experienced criticism and bullying and so many negative things online, and hopefully this can help you. Ever since I started having a life in the public eye, I've always played, I've always performed, I've always lived for one thing, for one person, and that is God. And I learned to never seek approval. I learned to never seek the praises or the validation of people. And that is the reason why I also don't die by their criticism. I live my life for my purpose. I live my life for one reason. And even as a social media influencer having a life online, I do not let it dictate who I am. I do not let it validate who I am. And that is why it saddens me that every single thing now needs a validation, a receipt on social media. If people don't see it, it's not true. If people don't like it, it doesn't mean anything. If people don't comment on it, it's not validated. And it has to stop. It has to stop, not only for ourselves but for the people around us. We can't connect, we can't associate our worth as human beings, as women, with who we are online.
With who we are online too. It's online is just the surface. Okay? It's a whole new person, it's a whole new personality, it's a whole new entity in actual or in real life. Okay? Man ko, make sense ba yung sinabi ko?
And it's sad that all of this is happening. I hope that I could accept, enjoy, and go through this journey as smoothly as possible, but I guess that wasn't the case for me, because I'm here now and I have to speak up about this, and I have to get this out of my chest, because I know that this is the only time that I can really be able to move on. And I'm not doing this to change people's opinion of me. I'm not doing this to convince anyone.
Hindi na natin tatapusin dahil alam ko nag-explain na lang si Michele about dito sa about sa fake news, gano'n. Tinatapos na lang yung vlog niya dito. And to wrap this up, dahil 44 minutes na yung recording ko at sana hindi naman ganito kahaba yung pag-inedit ko. At to wrap this up, I really feel for Michele. Ewan ko, there's something inside of me na parang I feel her. Kala mo na beauty queen. No, it does. Hindi yun about again, it's not having the title. And again, I'm watching this as a person watching another person, another human being. Okay? Not watching a beauty queen. Not treating her as a beauty queen na kailangan tanggapin yung mga ganito dahil part siya ng pagiging ganyan. Again, kahit ano ka pa, presidente ka, artista ka, normal na mamayan ka, lahat tayo pare-pareho lang na tao. Okay? Lahat tayo may feelings, gano'n ka man ka-strong, gano'n ka man ka-hina, gano'n ka man ka-fragile, lahat tayo may feelings. At lahat tayo is leaning towards improving ourselves, building our self-confidence, self-esteem, para lang wasakin ng ibang tao, para lang durugin dahil sa mga hateful comments, dahil lang sa mga comments na hindi naman nila masyado naiintindihan. I mean, hindi nila naiintindihan yung side ng tao without knowing the story behind it. At I think we should stop doing that. I mean, kahit hindi ikaw, kahit hindi, in any way, na alam mong masisira or madudurog mo yung self-confidence or self-esteem ng tao na magkakaroon siya ng self-doubt or ng iisipin niya ulit, magre-reassess siya ng sarili niya kung tama ba yung ginagawa niya dahil ganito yung mga response niya, ganyan. Huwag na natin gawin dahil hindi natin alam kung gaano, alam natin, alam natin yan kung gaano kahirap i-build yung self-confidence natin at kung gaano i-lift up yung self-esteem natin. At alam din natin kung gaano kabilis yun madurog dahil lang sa mga bagay na walang katuturan. Okay? Dahil sa pagiging insensitive ng mga tao. Dahil sa pagbibigay ng mga comments na hindi mo naman kailangan marinig. Sa mga comments na pwede naman itago na lang at isarilihin na lang na hindi naman nakakakuli. Pag alam mong nadurog mo yung self-confidence sa ibang tao, ano na-feel mo? I mean, masaya na nadurog ko yung self-confidence niya, tagal niya build up yun, tapos ako lang palang makakadurog. Ganun ba? Ganun ba yung nararamdaman ng mga ganung tao? I mean, weird yung mundo kung ganun. But I hope not, dahil I still believe na there's a lot of good things in this world kesa sa mga ganitong bagay. Kesa sa mga ganyan nangyayari, okay? Again, for me, Michelle, you're doing good. You're doing great, honey. And I wanna meet you. Again, kung kilala niyo ho si Michelle, comment niyo lang ho. Tag niyo siya, send niyo sa kanya tong link to. Sabihin niyo sa kanya, panoorin niya hanggang dulo. Abutin mo ng 1 oras yung pag-e-edit ko na itong video na to. Panoorin niyo ng buong buo dahil I really feel for her, okay? And I wanna meet her. I want to talk to her personally. Ang dami kong gustong tanong sa kanya or kausapin. Pag-usapan namin about self-esteem and self-confidence. Yan ko, basta about self-confidence or esteem yung topic. Marami akong input. Gusto kong kumausap. Gusto kong, dahil honestly, I've been dealing with that for a lot of time na already. Working on my self-esteem and my self-confidence. Me facing the camera to talk to you guys and uploading this. It took a lot of time for me to do this again. Hindi siya yung, ay, kaya ko to, gagawin ko to one day. No. Matagal ko nang naisip, but hindi ganun kalakas yung loob ko dahil I had a lot of self-doubts. I lot of insecurities sa akin. And it takes time to build that courage ba? That courage. Hindi ko talaga bigkas yan. That courage. It takes a lot of time to build that courage. Para lang wasakin ng iba, or that confidence para lang wasakin ng isang comment. So, if you have nothing good to say, PM nyo na lang, or let's just keep it to yourself, okay? At kung wala namang magandang resulta bakit pa natin kailangan sabihin or kailangan iparating dun sa tao? Unless it really is a problem that needs to be discussed. So, pero kung feeling mo makakasira lang ng self-confidence ng iba, makaka-apekto lang doon sa well-being niya, then let's keep it to ourselves na lang. At hindi lang sa, kunwari sa pageant, sa mga, sa buhay natin. I mean, kung may mga insecurities ka, again, that is valid. The insecurities are valid. Let's just be careful. Be careful when talking to anyone. And for choosing our words, because lalo na kung it's a personal matter, ang hirap. I mean, may gusto akong, I am not addressing the elephant in the room, but I won't address that. Dahil gusto kong mag-gets na kung ano sinasabi ko. At yung mga gusto akong mapanood doon, gusto kong mag-gets ng sinasabi ko. Okay. So again, ayoko na kong pahabain. 50 minutes na ho yung recording ko. At well, thank you for watching my vlog and I hope to see you again next time. At sana may natutunan kayo sa vlog ngayon at sana inspire tayo at sana may nakuha tayong lesson. Okay, dun sa panonood natin ng statement ni Michelle. Okay, and again, thank you so much for watching Yohan TV. Again, subscribe sa Yohan TV at click the bell button para ma-update kayo or ma-alert kayo every time na meron akong i-upload na bagong content. And again, I am Yohan and thank you for watching Yohan TV. See you again next time, guys.